For millions of older adults, each morning begins with discomfort. Pain in their legs, knees, and joints becomes a constant companion. Even a simple walk to the nearest store turns into a real ordeal. Why is this happening? Many tend to attribute it to age, but the real reason lies in a deficiency of 3 key products necessary in the diet of every elderly person. Medical research shows that over 80% of women over 60 experience a deficiency of certain substances. As a result, weakness in the legs, rapid fatigue, pain when walking, and fear of falling become not just random occurrences, but a logical consequence. But don't despair, because doctors have already identified which foods can restore leg strength, reduce pain, and restore mobility. Importantly, they are accessible and inexpensive. Moreover, it is quite likely that one of them is already in your refrigerator. The first danger lies in the imperceptible influence of everyday movements. Often people believe that weakness in the legs occurs suddenly, but in reality it creeps up gradually and imperceptibly. This is not a sudden attack, but a slow deterioration that manifests itself, for example, when a person standing at the stove has to hold on to the edge of the table to maintain balance. It all starts small. Suddenly it becomes difficult to get up from a chair without using your hands, not because of pain, but because of the feeling that your legs have simply turned off. At this moment, the person does not even realize that they have failed an important test for independence. It is observed how a person loses confidence in their movements, gets up with difficulty, and carefully chooses a place to rest, avoiding 2 soft chairs that are difficult to get up from. This is a worrying sign. The leg muscles are the support for mobility and vertical posture. Their weakening can lead to serious consequences, up to and including the reluctance to leave the house. From a medical point of view, sarcopenia begins after 60, the natural loss of muscle mass. Every year, the body loses from 1% to 3% of muscle, even when used, due to a lack of necessary nutrients. The body, like a company in crisis, saves resources, reducing energy-intensive functions, primarily the leg muscles, which require a large amount of energy, protein, and minerals. Each climb up the stairs turns into a difficult test, and a trip to the nearest store seems like a long journey. Reduced physical activity leads to further weakening of the muscles, which, without load, atrophy. The danger lies not so much in the pain, but in the loss of strength and a sense of support. First, a person walks less, then gets up less often, and ultimately their life begins to revolve around one task: avoiding falling. This is the insidious nature of the situation. A person does not realize that they have fallen into a trap until it is too late. Everyday fatigue, sleepless nights, and the burden of years lived relentlessly undermine vitality, forcing a person to gradually lose what sustains their existence. At first, such changes are attributed to age-related features, blood pressure fluctuations, or the whims of the weather. However, the root of the problem lies in insufficient nutrition of muscle tissue, deprived of the necessary proteins and trace elements. Many elderly people, not realizing the scale of the problem, continue to eat as if their body is functioning perfectly, unaware of the deep deficiency of vital substances. Despite the common belief that old age does not bring joy, it is worth remembering that aging is not a death sentence, and muscle loss is not inevitable, but a consequence of inaction. Muscle recovery is an achievable goal, and it does not require expensive medications. The key to solving the problem lies in a balanced diet. It is important to realize that weakness in the legs is not a local problem, but a symptom indicating disorders in the brain, heart, digestive system, and bone tissue. Muscles are like batteries that power the entire body. Their loss leads to a gradual fading of vital functions. However, there is also a reverse path, which begins not in the pharmacy, but in the kitchen. It is proper nutrition that determines whether a person will weaken and wither, or will perk up and regain strength. there is a product that was an integral part of our grandmother's diet, allowing them to stay cheerful and energetic. This product, unfairly accused of raising cholesterol. Levels and classified as heavy and unfashionable food is actually a treasure trove of nutrients necessary for building muscle tissue. We are talking about ordinary chicken eggs. Paradoxically, it is the elderly who need this product the most, who treat it with the greatest suspicion. An egg is not just a source of protein, it is a unique building set created by nature itself. It contains amino acids, B vitamins, iron, choline, and selenium. Everything needed to jumpstart the muscle-building factory. Contrary to popular belief, eating meat, fish, and dairy products doesn't always guarantee sufficient nutrient intake, as the body's ability to efficiently absorb food diminishes over time. However, eggs are an exception to this rule because their protein is almost entirely absorbed, even if the digestive system isn't functioning optimally. Scientists recognize egg protein as the gold standard, emphasizing its ideal compatibility with the body's needs. It integrates into tissues almost seamlessly, like perfectly fitting bricks during wall repairs. Besides protein, eggs contain choline, which acts like an electrician, restoring the connection between muscles and the brain. Disrupting this connection leads to weakened muscle function and difficulty performing simple movements. Choline helps restore this communication. Lutein and zeaxanthin, present in eggs, can penetrate deep tissues and suppress chronic inflammation, which can destroy muscles from within. Aging is accompanied not only by muscle loss, but also by internal inflammation, which these substances help neutralize. Egg yolk is a valuable source of fats necessary for cell nourishment. It's worth noting that concerns about cholesterol in eggs are unfounded. Modern research shows that it has a negligible effect on bad cholesterol levels in the blood, but plays an important role in maintaining muscle strength. It's no coincidence that athletes aiming to reduce fat mass include eggs in their diet, as they are a source of pure protein. Older adults also need to cut, not for aesthetic reasons, but to reduce fat mass and rebuild muscle. In this context, eggs are an indispensable tool, providing the body with the necessary nutrients for maintaining health and functionality. Eggs are a simple and affordable way to support the body's health and energy. There are many ways to prepare them, hard-boiled or soft-boiled, as an omelet or poached eggs. The key is to avoid frying in a large amount of oil and opt for healthier methods, such as boiling, followed by adding fresh herbs. Eating 2 eggs for breakfast can provide the body with essential nutrients. If eating eggs daily isn't suitable, they can be eaten every other day, but regularly. Eating eggs in the morning is especially beneficial, as it provides the body with the energy needed for an active day. The protein in eggs helps maintain normal body function, preventing it from going into emergency mode. For those who don't like eggs on their own, there are alternative ways to consume them. Eggs can be added to salads, used to make pâtés, or mixed with soft cheese and mustard for a tasty spread. It's important not to ignore this product, as it's one of the most effective for maintaining health. Eggs help you get up from the couch easily, not be afraid of stairs, and feel like your body is back in control. This product, which was given to soldiers, miners, and peasants for breakfast, is a source of strength and energy. Sardines are another beneficial product that, despite their specific smell, possesses healing properties. Many people dismiss sardines, considering them poor people's food, but this small can contains the solution to 3 main problems of an aging body: inflammation, weakness, and brittle bones. Sardines are the choice of those who value an active lifestyle and a positive attitude, as these modest fish hold immense potential that is easily absorbed by the body without unnecessary hassle or medical intervention. First and foremost, sardines are a valuable source of protein, the building material for tissue repair. This protein is highly bioavailable, meaning it's almost completely absorbed by the body, even with weak digestion, which is especially important for the elderly. However, protein is just one component that makes up the richness of sardines. The real treasure is omega-3 fatty acids, known for their anti-inflammatory properties. They effectively combat inflammatory processes that destroy joints, disrupt blood circulation, and cause discomfort in the legs. Omega-3 fatty acids act like a fire extinguisher, suppressing internal inflammation. Another advantage of sardines is their high vitamin D content, which is often deficient in older adults. Vitamin D plays a key role in calcium absorption, bone strengthening, and maintaining muscle tone. A single can of sardines can provide nearly the entire daily requirement of vitamin D without the need for sun exposure or additional supplements. Many people avoid eating sardines due to the presence of bones, but it is precisely these soft and edible elements that hold a treasure trove of calcium and phosphorus. These minerals play a key role in maintaining bone strength and reducing the risk of fractures. Therefore, if you want to avoid relying on a cane in the future, you should include sardines in your diet, consuming them along with the bones. In addition to strengthening bone tissue, sardines have a beneficial effect on the cardiovascular system. Omega-3 fatty acids, which are abundant in this fish, help regulate blood pressure, lower triglyceride levels, and improve blood flow. Good blood circulation, in turn, ensures more effective muscle nourishment and recovery. Skeptics may argue that there are many types of fish available on the market. However, sardines stand out from many other varieties. Due to their small size, they do not accumulate mercury and other toxic substances, unlike tuna, for example. This makes sardines one of the safest and most beneficial fish for regular consumption. There are many ways to enjoy the taste of sardines. They can be added to salads, used to make toast and pâtés, or mixed with lemon juice, herbs, and mustard to create a delicious and healthy dinner. The main thing is to consume sardines at least twice a week, making it not just a temporary measure, but a beneficial habit. Despite the specific taste, you can get used to it. If eating sardines in their pure form seems difficult, you can add them to omelets or vegetable soups. Do not neglect this small fish, because the benefits it brings to the body are immense. Perhaps sardines will not be delightful from the first try, but if you have the desire to regain strength and energy, you should give them a chance. This modest fish is capable of bringing much more benefit than heavily advertised pharmaceutical products. The fourth wonder is the healing white silence that envelops us at night. We are talking about a product modestly standing aside from noisy advertising. It does not make appetizing sounds in the pan, does not tease the sense of smell with spicy aromas, and does not require complex culinary instructions. It is consumed without unnecessary words, but it is it that starts its work when we fall asleep, when medications no longer work, and the process of muscle recovery begins. This is natural yogurt. We are not referring to a sugary dessert with strawberry flavor, oversaturated with sugar and devoid of benefits, but real yogurt, white, with a pleasant sourness, alive, abounding in beneficial bacteria and calcium, not masked by artificial flavors. What is its uniqueness? In the high content of slow protein. Unlike sugar, it does not burn instantly, but breaks down gradually, providing nutrition to the muscles throughout the night. While the body rests, the body uses yogurt to restore tissues, ligaments, and even nerve endings. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, because the real magic lies in probiotics. These microscopic bacteria work in the intestines like skilled technicians in a warehouse, promoting the absorption of proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Without their help, even the most beneficial nutrition will not bring the desired result. An elderly body can be compared to an old factory. The mechanisms are still in place, but they function intermittently. Probiotics act as adjusters, cleaning pipes, lubricating gears, and resuming the absorption process. Thanks to yogurt, everything eaten begins to bring tangible benefits. In addition, yogurt is a rich source of calcium, necessary not only for bone health. Calcium plays a key role in muscle contractions. Its deficiency leads to weakness in the legs, and yogurt provides the body with calcium in an easily digestible form, suitable even for people with sensitive stomachs. Have you noticed how a glass of yogurt eaten after dinner gives you a deeper and more restful sleep? This is no coincidence. Proteins, actively absorbed by the body at night, help reduce the level of cortisol, known as the anxiety hormone. As a result, internal tension decreases, the recovery process improves, and as a consequence, pain sensations decrease. This effect can be enhanced by adding a pinch of cinnamon, which is known for its ability to stabilize blood sugar levels and fight inflammatory processes. A small amount of honey will not only improve the taste, but also add a light, soothing note. Thus, an ordinary snack turns into a real medicine in a spoon. For those who are lactose intolerant, there are lactose-free alternatives or homemade kefir on sourdough. It's important not to give up this beneficial habit because yogurt is a silent builder that works where other remedies fail, toiling away in every cell of the body at night. Yogurt isn't about instant effects. It's about creating a solid foundation for health. Every evening, by consuming it, you provide your body with the necessary elements to wake up in the morning, not with pain, but with a feeling of lightness. With regular consumption, noticeable changes in the body's condition can be felt in just a month. This simple product doesn't require significant expense, complex preparation, or special attention, yet it has a more powerful impact than many medications. It's important to perceive yogurt not just as food, but as a daily ritual of restoration. If you're looking for a way to support your health without chemical drugs, surgery, or painful procedures, start with yogurt. It's a simple and effective remedy that works while you sleep. The fifth rule of a healthy lifestyle states that breakfast is a powerful tool for healing, surpassing even pharmacy medications in its effectiveness. You can consume a huge amount of healthy products, but never feel the desired effect. The reason lies in the fact that food is not just a list of ingredients, but a complex system, like an orchestra. If each instrument plays its own melody, without coordinating with others, it will result in a chaotic collection of sounds. However, if all the elements harmoniously combine, beautiful music is born, awakening the body. As an example, consider three components: eggs, sardines, and yogurt. Each of them possesses valuable properties, and in combination, they have a synergistic effect, mutually enhancing each other's action. Eggs provide the body with amino acids, sardines with healthy fats and minerals, and yogurt with probiotics and calcium. It's important to note that all these substances are easily absorbed. It's recommended to start the day not with the usual coffee or jam sandwich, but with a complete breakfast that not only saturates but also promotes the body's recovery. For example, you can prepare 2 eggs with a small amount of sardines, adding a teaspoon of olive oil and a few drops of lemon juice. The method of cooking the eggs doesn't matter: omelet, poached egg, or boiled egg. The main thing is that the body receives the necessary building materials, cement, and workforce. As a snack instead of cookies, you can consume 150 grams of natural yogurt with a pinch of cinnamon and chia seeds. To enhance the effect, you can add a spoonful of finely chopped sardines. This combination may seem unusual, but it really works. The evening meal is not just about satisfying hunger, but an important stage in preparing the body for nighttime recovery. That's why you should approach dinner consciously, choosing foods rich in nutrients. A great option would be an omelet, cooked not with milk, but with yogurt, which will give it a special tenderness and benefit. As a filling, you can use sardines, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, spinach, a storehouse of vitamins and minerals, a little garlic to strengthen the immune system, and juicy tomatoes, a source of antioxidants. Such a dinner is not just a set of products, but a whole team of night repairmen who will work while the person sleeps. If sardines are not to your liking, they can easily be replaced with mackerel or tuna, and instead of yogurt, You can use sugar-free kefir. The main thing is to understand that each meal should be a conscious investment in your own health. You can often hear excuses like, "I don't have the energy to cook." However, to boil a couple of eggs, you don't need to have the culinary talents of a chef, and opening a can of sardines doesn't require special education. Preparing a healthy dinner is a matter of choice, a daily decision in favor of health, not disease. After just a few weeks of proper nutrition, you can notice positive changes. Climbing stairs will no longer be a challenge. The need to grab the railing to get up will disappear, and the body will no longer seem disobedient and sluggish. This is due to the return of muscle mass and, as a result, self-confidence. It is in this approach that true disease prevention lies, not in handfuls of pills. Health begins in the kitchen with simple and quick recipes that can be prepared in 10 minutes. This is not an illusion, but real physiology. The body quickly responds to quality nutrition. It is not necessary to radically change the entire diet. It is enough to add just one new, healthy meal a day to trigger positive changes. Such a conscious choice is a signal to the body. I support you. I am ready to change. Turn food into medicine, not in an abstract sense, but in practice. Let breakfast become a first aid kit, dinner a restoration, and a snack a recharge. It's astonishing how quickly the body responds to care when treated not as a burden, but as a perfect mechanism in need of proper maintenance and attention. Presented here are 3 simple recipes designed to support health and well-being. Requiring no complicated diets or exotic ingredients, these dishes will be a pleasant and beneficial addition to your diet. If your idea of healthy eating is limited to bland and monotonous meals, these recipes, aimed at strengthening the body, are worth a try. The first recipe, the Builder's Breakfast, is an energizing omelet ideal for starting the day. To prepare it, you will need 2 eggs, a small amount of canned sardines, and a teaspoon of olive oil. All ingredients are whisked together in a bowl and then fried in a non-stick pan until cooked through. This omelet contains only the necessary nutrients, providing the body with strength and energy. If desired, the finished dish can be sprinkled with fresh dill, adding both flavor and a mood boost. The second recipe, Quiet Snack, is an unusual but healthy combination of ingredients. To prepare it, take 150 grams of natural yogurt, add a pinch of cinnamon, a teaspoon of honey, and chia or flax seeds. The main surprise of this recipe is the addition of a spoonful of finely mashed sardines. Despite the unusual combination, it is this blend of probiotics, protein, and omega-3 fatty acids that creates a synergistic effect, beneficially affecting the body. The third recipe, Dinner Without Pain, is a light and nutritious supper that promotes recovery during sleep. To prepare it, make an omelet using yogurt instead of milk, adding sardines, stewed spinach, a little garlic, and tomatoes inside. It's important to cook the dish over low heat to preserve the beneficial properties of the probiotics in the yogurt. This dinner not only saturates the body, but also signals the body to recover and regenerate. When the specific taste of sardines becomes tiresome, culinary ingenuity comes to the rescue. You can turn it into a delicate pâté with the addition of lemon and mustard, mix it with avocado for a creamy texture, or use it as a spicy seasoning in soup, skillfully masking its fishy undertones. The main thing here is not the taste sensations, but the beneficial properties of the product, which will certainly manifest themselves. For those with a craving for sweets, there is a great alternative: a yogurt dessert with cinnamon, a pinch of cocoa, and a handful of walnuts. This is not only a delicious treat, but also a powerful anti-inflammatory complex that has a beneficial effect on the joints, combining pleasant taste and tangible benefits. Another option for a quick and healthy snack is a salad of boiled eggs drizzled with olive oil, with the addition of a slice of sardine and fresh arugula. Avoid salt, as all the necessary minerals are already contained in the ingredients. This salad is a real find for those who strive for an active lifestyle and disease prevention. It should be remembered that culinary recipes are not magic, but merely a way to harmoniously combine useful elements. The effect of their use is not immediately apparent, but when a person consciously decides to make these dishes the basis of their diet. It is not necessary to strictly adhere to recipes. You can experiment and make changes. The main thing is stability and regularity. Let eating these dishes become as much a habit as brushing your teeth, because they cleanse not only the enamel, but the entire body, promoting rejuvenation. And then the question arises, are you willing to dedicate just 5 minutes a day to caring for your health and freedom of movement? Or would you rather wait for the moment when your body rebels and refuses to obey? Do not let your life energy fade away while there is still an opportunity to preserve it. Many people lose interest in fighting for their health with age, resigning themselves to the inevitable decline in strength. However, age itself is not a sentence, but only a certain stage of life at which each person is free to choose between active existence and passive waiting for the end. Instead of focusing on diseases, complaints, and medication, you can turn to simple and affordable ways to maintain health. Including foods such as eggs, sardines, and yogurt in your diet can be a starting point for positive change. The development of muscle strength is necessary not only for sports, but also for ensuring freedom and independence in everyday life. The ability to easily visit shops, get out of bed, and climb stairs without pain and fear is the true manifestation of strength. And this path to strength begins not with grueling workouts, but with a proper breakfast. Knowledge about the necessary products, how to use them, and their importance for restoring the body is already available. All that remains is to take the first step, to start acting not tomorrow, but today, because every day missed can complicate the task.